Right, a few weeks ago, I went on eBay and bought a kilo of wild meadow flower seeds. I took a picture and put it on Facebook, and within a few days, my mum got a phone call, and it was the council demanding that I hand over my seeds because I said that here is my donation for the Old Highways charity of Gooderstone. Now, there was this piece of land right there that was actually given to Gooderstone as a rubbish dump for the people that ended up in the Old Highways charity of Gooderstone. And then, well, basically they dug a big hole, filled it full of rubbish, then let the land just go derelict, totally covered in rubbish, metal, tin, tyres, televisions, and still to this day people would like to take their garden rubbish in there and dump it. So anyway, I got my seeds, and they were really, like, we started a project working with the council. Every council meeting we showed presents here. We got a deal where the deal was that we would pay £50 a year to rent it and cover it with our insurance to clean it up, because the council didn't know what to do, didn't know how to deal with it, and couldn't attempt it. This gate wasn't there, it was just a blocked up hedge, and through that gap there was the only entrance. So now a few new people on the council, mainly stemming from Elizabeth Coleman from the Gooderstone pub, have got themselves on the council now, become a majority of 3 of them, and they think that they believe the trustees are the sole owners. And there was a public meeting a few months ago, in November I believe, where we talked about the charity land in a public meeting with 30 odd people in the church, and there was various suggestions, and the main suggestion was actually Fabian Eagle, who's a Conservative representative for the local council, suggested that he could donate us some rare heritage fruit trees in that meeting, which I thought sounded great. The idea is to tidy it up, sort it out, and make it half decent, no rubbish. We're about halfway through. There's a hole over there that needs to be covered with the topsoil that's there, but apparently, according to the new little mafia on the council, that's all fly tipping, and anyone who goes in there is a trespasser. But fact for them, trespass is not actually a crime. So anyway, after the meeting, the council decided to make up and lie, and they said that in the council meeting people were saying to sell the land, which is not true at all. There was no mention from any member of the public about selling the charity land. So anyway, I put another offer of £50 per year for 0.4 of an acre to finish it off, clear up the rubbish, finish the rubbish, level it off, and maybe make a bit of a garden in here. Try and get the fruit trees from Fabian, and there's quite a lot of fruit trees in here and hedge plants. So I've put in a wild harvest hedge, which is all the way down there, that I got on a grant that the council tried to stop me planting at the last minute. Took me like 4 months to order the trees. with the say-so of Judith the clerk and Anne Melhewish, who's the chair of the council. They all knew what was going on. I cleared it with them when I put in for the grant for trees. And then at the last minute, Libby and her crew jumped in and said I was a trespasser and I'm not allowed to plant them. So I planted them anyway. So anyway, my mum, Anne Melhewish, who's the chair of the local council, had to write a strong letter to Gooderstone Council advising them not to sell off the charity land, which is partly this. Because one, the money would have to be put into a savings thing and they wouldn't actually get any money from it. And it's not really worth a lot, to be honest, because it's got a rubbish pit on it and it's out in the middle of nowhere with no water and no electric. So that was, yeah, one odd thing about the new crew that have taken over the council. They want to sell the charity land under the table, or they just wanted to sell it because they reckon it's dangerous and they don't know what to do with it apart from put red tape up and tell everyone they're banned. So I put in to ask to rent the land, to finish it off, to turn it into a nice gardeny type thing, because it's just been derelict for years. They turned me down, saying that they're looking into changing the charity. So basically now, because they've realised they can't sell it, they want to dump the old highways charity, which is quite historic for Gooderstone, and start a new charity up so they can bend the rules. Carlos Cab and Elizabeth Coleman seem to be the ringleaders on this. They're being absolute bullies, and they really want to sell this off for, I don't really know what their agenda is. It's very strange. So anyway, this is the pit, and then at the back there's a 4-acre hole which people call the pit, but it's actually called Lambsfold Pit. And they used to drove sheep from Stoke Ferry through to Gooderstone, overnight them in the pit here called Lambsfold, and then drove them on to Swaffham the following day. So although Mr. Parker's of Fowden and they own it, I believe it actually to be lost common land, or, you know, basically land that belonged to the people, not singular landowners. There's a bit of a fight for privatisation going on in this country, and greedy owners are everywhere. Selfish people that don't understand what community is. Doing nice things for your community is like buying some wildflowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm planting my wildflowers along here. And then I'm going to plant some, throw some in there, hopefully to make it look pretty, because unfortunately all work has stopped under demand of the little mafia that have got on the council. And I think some flowers would make it look good. I'm a bit upset that they've forced us to stop, made loads of complaints, ridiculous complaints. Libby Coleman even started making complaints about me, Arthur Melhewish, to the police, to the fact where the police had to get involved and put us on a community resolution order to stop her pathetic complaints to the police about me. Outside. Sorry, just had a cart. So anyway, that's today's talk on history of the old highways charity of Gooderstone. and my pretty wildflowers that I shall probably show you in the next video.